Trust me.
It will be, trust me, very, very easy.
Trust me.
Just trust me.
Trust me. Trust me, it's a good thing for you folks.
Trust me.
Trust me. I'm like a smart person.
Trust but verify.
If you're like most people, you could probably use a vacation, so take one. It's just that easy, I'm sure. But before you do try this, think about every time you'll have to blindly trust someone or something. Buy a plane ticket on a website and trust your financial information won't be stolen. Climb into a plane and trust the pilot just didn't down a few martinis. When you land, put your luggage into a stranger's car. Call the cab driver and trust he's not going to rob you and knows where he's going, or she. But if it's a man, you also trust he'll refuse to ask for directions when he gets lost. The point is, you do all these things because you've learned that's how society functions. What if one day it all goes wrong? You're the victim of identity theft. Your male taxi driver gets lost, refuses to ask for directions, or your pilot fails a breathalyzer. If that happens a few times, you might start questioning the whole system. And that's what's happening in democracies today. In a new Pew survey, 51% of people said they were dissatisfied with how their democracy is working. The reasons are many: anger at political elites, growing inequality, the media, pick your poison. They've all contributed to the rise of anti-establishment figures. Why? Well, part of it's technology, sure, but it's also because trusted institutions have failed them. Let's start with those in government. Only 14% of Americans say they can trust the federal government do what's right, at least most of the time. Remember Iraq and those phantom weapons of mass destruction?
You know, when we first got in there, started looking around and didn't find anything, you get that kind of sinking feeling that, uh-oh. And yeah, I felt terrible about it.
Okay, but what about the banks? The year before the financial crisis, 3 in 4 Americans said banks could be trusted. Afterwards, that number dropped to less than 1 in 2.
The Bear Stearns crisis reared its head, and it was solved in a matter of days. The foreclosure crisis has been going on for a year with no end in sight.
Have you returned 1 nickel of the millions of dollars that you were paid while this scam was going on?
The board will take care of that.
Have you returned 1 nickel of the money you earned while this scam was going on?
And the board will do...
I will take that as a no then.
How about the media? Remember 2016? I know you do. Hillary Clinton was a shoo-in for the presidency. Many trusted the reporting that said so.
I know how disappointed you feel because I feel it too.
Less than 1 in 2 people now say they have even a fair amount of trust in media to report fully, accurately, and fairly. More than 30% of conservatives polled say they've not only lost faith in the media, they also expect that change to be permanent. Now combine all of that getting it wrong with years of low income growth, high inequality, and rising prices, and people not only begin to lose their trust in what these institutions tell them or sell them, but they question the system itself. Only 40% of Americans now say they've committed to a representative democracy. In France, that number's 35%. In Poland, 31%. In Mexico, 9%. Build the wall indeed, but it doesn't stop there. How much trust does the Catholic Church have left after its child sex abuse scandals? How about General Motors after their massive ignition switch controversy? Don't get me started on the Facebook. And can you really trust in your kids' college admissions process after the USC bribery scheme? USC! Taken together, phrases like these begin to resonate.
The system is rigged.
The game is rigged.
But hold on a moment. Trust hasn't disappeared altogether. It may just be shifting. Have you ever used Airbnb to stay in a stranger's home or open your own home up to strangers? How about Lyft or eBay? Same deal. Their rating systems can make both the seller and the client accountable to each other, and that's a key, accountability. It's impossible to build trust without it. Big tech companies better remember that when they're sorting your data. So without trust, it's hard to take risks, and it's hard to innovate. I'm talking blockchain technology, space travel, artificial intelligence. Without trust, chances are this grandma would never have gotten behind the wheel of this self-driving car.
I'm scared. Oh, there's cars coming. Oh, there's cars.
So maybe now is time to think about what really matters in our society. Trust me.